A sewer system. The road where water used by people gathers and sends it to a purification facility. This is a necessary place for people's lives. And there are people who manage this place. It's the people who clean the sewer. Today's story is a scary story that people who work for a sewer cleaning company actually went through. First story. Who has a job in sewer cleaning. It is said that this happened when I first started the job. When you first start a sewer cleaning job, you start with a veteran worker who has done it for a long time and learn the work. Never let a new employee go to the sewer by himself. It is also due to the complex structure of the sewer system. But the main reason is fear. Inside a dark sewer, and if anyone entering such a space for the first time feels scared, because they might see sounds or visions that don't really exist. It was when I was being trained by Senior B to work in the sewer. I suddenly heard human footsteps in his ear. I asked me, "Did you hear the footsteps?" "Never mind, focus on what you're doing. Never, ever respond to that sound." And he quietly said, "If you react to the sound, you might see a vision." I was frightened by what he said. The first day of work was done. B suggested to her that we have dinner together since it's the first day. The two went into a small restaurant. And he said he emphasized the precautions he had mentioned to her about 3 times more. And a few months later, A is now able to clean up a small area by himself. And as usual, I was cleaning the sewer by myself. The footsteps I heard on my first day of work were heard again. I was constantly cleaning without caring. But suddenly I felt the footsteps passing through to the left of A. I got goosebumps for a moment and couldn't move his body, as if he was paralyzed. Panicked, A instinctively thought he should move away from the sound of his footsteps. O, who began to run away in the opposite direction of the sound, felt a greater fear. Sewage cleaners are said to mark where they have come and where they are going. However, at that time, I felt that he had come to a place other than the road he marked. His hand holding a map began to tremble, and I reportedly felt a psychological fear that was about to die. I slowly began to find the way he had fled, and walked down the sewer to find the way for about half an hour. Then again, the footsteps from the back of A, the pounding footsteps, like the footsteps of a very huge person, began to get closer to her from behind. I prayed with his eyes closed. After a few minutes, the footsteps behind A disappeared. I was scared, but after the sound stopped, he looked back. There was a man's foot there. But it was the foot of a person who could only see up to his ankle. The foot of a person who has only an ankle left. I was seen with the feet of an adult man. And the color of the skin was said to have been the skin of a dead person. At that time, I screamed and ran forward. And it is said that he saw the equipment he used in front of his eyes. I rushed to get the equipment and came back to the ground. He said he called me crying. I saw something strange. It was a human foot, a severed foot. B thought it was a serious situation, and stopped what he was doing and came to A. B, who met A, calmed down the panicked A. He once again told me to work while thinking about the rules. He told me on the first day. He said again that he had that experience in the past, but if he doesn't focus on the sound, he doesn't even see the illusion. I took 3 days off from work after that day, and then went back to work. After that day, I worked without focusing on the sound, and said he had never seen any other fantasies yet. Second story. When cleaning sewers, the length and width of sewers in all areas are said to be different. There's a caveat when cleaning a small sewer. That's when you clean a small sewer. Never find your way with a light in front of your safety helmet. Don't stare in the middle of the light. It is said that there is a rule that I think if you keep focus on the same light in a dark, narrow space, maybe you'll see hallucinations in your brain. However, people who actually work inside sewers think that when they see such hallucinations, it's a problem that can be directly linked to their lives. Let's take a look at the scary story we actually experienced while cleaning up a narrow sewer. O, who was cleaning the sewer, said, He was a little annoyed when he saw the area to be cleaned that day, because it is said to have the narrowest sewer passage in the area, where A is cleaning. So I really concentrated and started cleaning quickly, because he wanted to finish cleaning quickly. I heard something in his ear when I was half cleaned. It is said that it was a repair that had to be concentrated. It was a woman's voice, which was said to be a murmuring voice. I focused on cleaning again, and wanted to forget that he heard his voice. Then suddenly, a woman's voice, "Excuse me," was heard over his head. I thought to himself, nothing, and resumed the cleaning, which had stopped in surprise. And a few seconds later, again, I could hear the woman's voice, "Hey," a little closer. It was above his head. I was scary, but he was also angry. So I checked his head. There was nothing there, and I tried to clean again with relief. Then suddenly, the laughter of a woman behind A. I looked back. An object was seen in the light of a safety helmet lamp. It was dark, but I could tell there was something far away. At the back of A, far away, in the middle of the head lantern light, an object was moving low and slowly. It was a woman crawling slowly, looking at A in a prone position. The face of a woman looking at A with an expressionless face. I left all the equipment he brought behind and escaped outside. I contacted his colleagues and told them what happened. He said his colleagues helped him with the remaining equipment and cleaning. Colleagues asked to tell them in detail what happened. I only remembers that there was a woman, but she couldn't explain anything about her face, because I couldn't remember the look of a woman's face at all. Her rotten skin, wet hair, an unpleasant smell. It is said that I remembered the atmosphere of that time and her silhouette, but did not remember her face. Sewerage cleaning. There may be some people who don't want to do this job for dirty reasons, but I think they can avoid this job for these different reasons.